Continuing from the previous episode 1105. Asshole. Stop for Lao Su. When Xiao Yan noticed the emergence of this power, his face became ashen. According to his own perception, Xiao Yan knew that if this power flowed through his body, he would have enough confidence to break through the Do Di and successfully advance to Do Xian. But Xiao Yan didn't want to. After Mu Yingying sacrificed, Xiao Yan's strength soared from the middle stage of the 7-star Do Emperor to the first-rank 9-star Do Emperor, and after swallowing the ghost-face soul flame, Xiao Yan's strength soared to the peak of the Do Emperor. Such a rapid increase in strength is a good thing for the moment, but if you take a long-term view, this is definitely a bad thing. After all, having such a tyrannical power soared in a short period of time, I am afraid it will leave quite a lot of sequelae. The fighting spirit in the body is floating, and fighting with people will become a disadvantage. Therefore, Xiao Yan naturally did not dare to rashly advance to Do Xian for the sake of his future limit. And there is one more major question. Bucket Core. The reason why Do Xian Strong is different from Do Di Strong is because Do Xian Strong integrates the power of life and death in the body perfectly, compresses Do Qi Si to form Do Core. No matter the strength or recovery of Do Qi, they are far from Do Di. Comparable. However, the Do Qi in Xiao Yan's body has long since disappeared, so how does Xiao Yan compress the Do Qi Si? Not to mention the condensed bucket core. If he didn't know what happened to the flame beast and his disappearing Do Qi Si, if he was promoted to Do Xian rashly at this time and accidentally failed to condense Do Xian, he might have serious sequelae. Xiao Yan knew that he still had many secrets. There is no solution, and the premise of detecting these secrets is sufficient strength. Therefore, Xiao Yan weighed and chose the power that temporarily stabilized at the peak of Do Di at this time, but although Xiao Yan thought so in his heart, things did not go as he wished. Damn, such a huge power, if I don't absorb it, it will be wasted. But the vanishing vindictiveness and flame beasts can't be absorbed rashly. How can this be good? Is it possible to release waste like this? Such a huge amount of flame energy, even if it is released in the holy flame space, this holy flame space will probably be broken in an instant. Xiao Yan has a lot of thoughts, and he kept thinking about how to solve it in a short time. Obviously, the palms and backs of the hands are full of flesh. To be inseparable. Damn, there is no way. For the sake of the future, it can only be released temporarily. It's just a pity that the holy flame space is such a good place. Xiao Yan's heart flickered with regret, and then he mobilized his huge soul power and prepared to start. Wang buzzing, and Xiao Yan's soul power just surged, and suddenly a huge figure appeared directly in the holy flame space. What? And Xiao Yan was shocked. This sacred flame space is his own territory. When did other creatures enter? A huge back close to 50 meters directly enveloped Xiao Yan. Following the huge shadow, Xiao Yan raised his head with some difficulty, but exclaimed, "Flaming beast?" Exactly. What just emerged was the flame beast that slept soundly after licking the holy flame crystal before. The flame beast had swallowed some of the holy flame power and was about to sleep soundly, but he felt the huge amount of energy in Xiao Yan's body. After the energy of Xiao Yan and Xiao Yan's emotions, he opened his pupils again. After all, this guy knew that Xiao Yan was a safe haven for his own family. If something happened to Xiao Yan, I was afraid that he would not be able to sleep well in the sea of vindictiveness. And Xiao Yan remembered that when his strength was weak back then, this flaming beast was hundreds of feet in size. At this time, his strength reached the peak of Do Di, and this guy was only about 50 feet. And what puzzled Xiao Yan the most was that this guy could actually come out of his sea of vindictiveness. As if the sea of vindictive energy in his body is this guy's home, it can come in and out freely. Ow! Just as the flaming beast poured out of Xiao Yan's sea of vindictive energy, it lowered its head. 23 colors of gorgeous flames emerged from the gorgeous hair on its body, and roared at Xiao Yan. That feeling was roaring away at the fierce power in Xiao Yan's body, as if saying, "Baby wants to eat. You want to devour it?" Xiao Yan was struggling to suppress the tyrannical power in his body at this time, and because of the mysterious connection between the soul power and the flame beast, Xiao Yan could sense its intention. The flame beast heard the words, and nodded desperately with its huge head. This power is enough to make me break through the Do Di. It's so huge, you'll be fine, right? Although Xiao Yan didn't know the origin of the flame beast, since the birth of Do Qi in his body, it must have been related to the strange fire in his body, and it was related to grudge, so I lost my mind for a while. Ow! Seeing this, Xiao Yan was puzzled, and immediately roared at Xiao Yan gently, indicating dissatisfaction, and then shook his head desperately, as if saying, "I'm still growing, I'll be fine if I eat it." Okay. Xiao Yan couldn't help but smile when he saw that the flame beasts were like living treasures. Get out of here. The next moment, within Xiao Yan's body, the tyrannical aura of the peak of Do Di burst out suddenly, and Fen Zhu also spun at a high speed in an instant, and even faintly spread a pool of blue liquid slowly squeezed out. Such a bluish-blue liquid is impressively the huge energy produced by the two kinds of holy flames under the burning process. Hoo. Just as the blue liquid was expelled from the body, Xiao Yan's pupils also flickered with a tinge of pain. Obviously, if it wasn't for the Sea of Fighting Qi, this time Xiao Yan would directly break through the Do Emperor and become Do Xian. Little guy, this time, it will be cheaper for you. Xiao Yan lightly patted the flame beast's forehead with his palm, and then the flame beast was quite docile. However, Xiao Yan smelled the smell of 23 different types of fire from the flame beast. Ho. After a short while, the flame beast broke free from Xiao Yan, and then although the mouth and nose shook, a tyrannical suction force appeared directly in front of the two, and immediately sent the blue-green energy that was enough to advance to Do Xian powerhouse. The blue liquid is absorbed into the body crash. The blue liquid just poured into the body of the flaming beast, and immediately 23 brilliant flames emerged from the flaming beast at the same time, suppressing the blue liquid. Ula. After the flame beast devoured the blue liquid, it seemed to make a rather humanized voice. Wouldn't it be holding on? And Xiao Yan looked at the crisis in his body and resolved it. For some reason, a sentence popped into his mind. Hoo. After a while, the 23 gorgeous flames on the flame beast slowly digested the blue liquid, and at the same time, there seemed to be something on the forehead of the flame beast. Something faintly came out, but it was too vague. Even Xiao Yan didn't pay too much attention. This guy is like a unicorn but not a unicorn, like a tiger but not a tiger, like a cow but not a cow, like a wolf but not a wolf. Could it be the 4 dissimilarities? Xiao Yan was quite depressed when he saw that this flaming beast had the body of a unicorn, the head of a tiger, the tail of a wolf, and the hooves of an ox. However, thinking that it would help him to relieve the crisis, he immediately returned to the Sea of Fighting Qi to sleep peacefully, but Xiao Yan could feel it. After swallowing the blue liquid, it seemed that the flaming beast was undergoing some rare transformation at this time. If it is in the wake of the awakening, I am afraid that earth-shaking changes will occur. Flame Beast 4 different. This guy is related to Emperor Tuo Shegu today. There are more than 10,000 rewards 3 shifts today. End of this chapter. Continuing from the previous episode 1106. Hoo. Now the strength has reached the peak of Do Di, and the technique has reached the intermediate level of the Holy Order. The most urgent task now is to stabilize the strength in the body first, and then solve the problem of the flames beasts fighting the sea. At that time, it was a matter of course to set foot in Do Xian. Xiao Yan left the holy flame space directly, and then spoke softly in the cave. For the promotion of Do Xian, although Xiao Yan has no certainty of winning, he must combine the power of life and death, the life and death calamity when promoted to Do Xian, and the compression of Do Qi Si to condense a series of things, even if it is not simple, but Xiao Yan has self-confidence. As long as you solve your own vindictive problem, other problems are trivial. Xiao Yan believed that he would succeed. Moreover, what Xiao Yan was most taboo about was the woman who called herself the guardian of the Xiao family that he met when he first came to Do Di Dalu. That woman's strength and temperament are quite excellent, and she has holy flame, and it is ridiculous that she made a century-old pact with Xiao Yan. It has only been a few decades since the 100-year appointment, and now he is within easy reach of Do Xian. Every time Xiao Yan thinks of this, he can't help but want to laugh. However, Xiao Yan also knew that if it weren't for the help of Fen Zhu and San Duo Sheng Yan, I am afraid that in 100 years, according to ordinary practice, it would be more difficult to break through Emperor Do than to ascend to the sky. Guardian of the Xiao family, wait. I, Xiao Yan, will go back sooner or later. Xiao Yan said slowly. Oh, boy, that's not bad. Are you at the peak of Dodi's strength? Just as Xiao Yan finished speaking, a gloomy and strange laugh suddenly came out. Senior Soul Eater. Hearing this, Xiao Yan smiled cheerfully. Obviously, he didn't need to guess who the voice was. Senior, call me Soul Eater. After all, this name is still domineering, ha ha ha. The Soul Eater said with a smile. Soul Eater. Xiao Yan was slightly taken aback when he heard the words. The strength of the guy in front of him could be vaguely guessed. The domain master of one of the 3 domains of the Ghost Realm, the real peak powerhouse of the Ghost Realm, might be indescribable. 4-star fighting immortal, even higher. Okay. Xiao Yan wanted to refuse, but after hearing the firm tone of Soul Eater, he had to agree. However, it is strange to say that since Xiao Yan knew about the existence of the Soul Eater, every time the Soul Eater appeared, he would completely cover his figure with a mass of ghostly energy. So even Xiao Yan would not. I don't know the true face of Soul Eater. Okay. Since you successfully devoured the holy flame, then we should leave here, said Soul Eater Zaidu. Leave here? Where are you going? Xiao Yan asked. Ghost King Ridge. Ghost Moon Well. The Soul Eater said lightly, and then dispersed the barrier surrounding the two of them. Isn't this the Ghost King Ridge? When Xiao Yan heard this, he was surprised. This is only the outermost part of the ghost world. If you want to slowly step into the core area, I'm afraid you can only wait for you to break through the battle of immortals. Otherwise, even if you are in the ghost world, it will not be as easy as you think. And this Ghost Moon Well is a good place. The Lord of Soul Eater said slightly. If that's the case, then let's go. Xiao Yan heard the words and felt that the Lord of Soul Eater was right. And the Master of Soul Eater directly inserted into Xiao Yan's acceptance ring, and Xiao Yan slowly walked towards the depths of the Ghost King Ridge Mountains. It's just that a shocking scene is being staged in the mountains at this time. Hey, the little girl looks pretty good. Why don't you come with my brother and I? Make sure you eat spicy food. At this time, halfway up the mountain in Gaiwangaling, 3 men in feather robes were stationed at the 3 people beside the creek were surrounded. Asshole, it's actually a member of the Yu family. Miss, hurry up, we will stop them. Looking at this appearance, the 2 men directly protected the beautiful figure in front of them, and did not forget to say. Big brother went out to investigate the terrain, and I haven't come back yet. I didn't expect the Yu family to get the Ghost Moon Well so fast. At this moment, this Qianying's eyebrows stood upright, and she thought slightly. Obviously, the current form is 3-on-3, but he felt a terrifying fluctuation from the 3 guys in front of him. The 3 of them are already ranked 7 or even 8th ranked 9-star fighting emperors. To make them feel this way, I am afraid that the 3 Yu family guys in front of them are definitely not low in strength. The 3 people wearing feather character robes belong to the Yu family, and the Qing family and the Kumu family were also called the 3 major families of the Ghost King City. They fought openly and secretly with each other. Boss, why are you talking nonsense with them? The owner of the family has already explained before going out, and they will be captured directly. If you capture the young lady and the young master of the Qing family, there will be a big reward. The man said slightly. Deal with it, boss. And the head of the family only said that he would be caught alive. As for what you did, I'm afraid no one would know. Another figure also whispered in the ear of the chief. Dirty. Even if Qinger didn't have to listen deliberately, she could feel a very light and dirty tone in the eyes of these 3 people. You 2, deal with the 2 guys next to you, and leave this stunner to me. Do it. Give me a hold on Qinger before they come back. The leader stared at Qinger's delicate body, then licked his tongue and said directly. Miss, let's go. The other 2 Qing's subordinates who were responsible for protecting Qinger also shouted when they saw this. I'm afraid it's too late. Challenge. And Qinger looked at the 3 men of the Yu family, and knew that she couldn't leave today, so she turned her eyes and said. Don't worry, little beauty. With such a thin skin and tender meat, my brother is reluctant to hurt you. But the leader of the Yu family said extremely lewdly. Qingtian 1 finger. Although Qinger is only a female class, she is also a genuine rank 8 and 9-star Do-D. Her delicate body is shocked, and 100 Zhang finger with black and asterisk of life and death emerges directly from her fingertips. Then he went to the head of the Yu family. Shabu. The terrifying finger of life and death, like a fierce attack, went directly at the leader. At first, the leader only thought about how to do something lewd and frivolous, but he was completely unaware of Qinger's terrifying blow. Whoosh whoosh. The power of life and death of black and white pointed at the leader, and the leader's forehead was slightly tilted, and the fierce attack was temporarily avoided. Even so, that stern aura would kill the leader of the U family with a few pieces of hair. If the leader of the U family was a little slower, he would be seriously injured by this blow in an instant. Little Beauty looked not very strong character, but my brother likes it. And as the leader of the U family finished word by word, an incomparably tyrannical aura emanated from this stream. That kind of power, the power of black and white life and death, perfectly blends, and even among the power of black and white, there is a rather mysterious power. Is that the smell of fighting immortals? This guy is a fighting immortal powerhouse? And when Chinger felt this tyrannical aura, her whole body was shocked. She is all too aware of the gap between Do Xian and Do Di. Little Beauty, let's capture it. The head of the Yu family finished speaking, with a sinister smile on the corner of his mouth, and attacked Chinger directly. The palm of his hand suddenly shot out. Attacked at Chinger. Miss! Looking at this scene, the other two guards of the Qing family couldn't help but shout, but they were all entangled by the people of the Yu family and couldn't get away for the time being. Damn! The body doesn't obey. But Chinger just wanted to run away, but her speed became slow, and the head of the Yu family was hungry and attacked, and she came to her in a blink of an eye. Three big men, bullying a little girl? I don't know how to be ashamed. And just when Chinger frowned and wanted to do something, the terrifying attack of the head of the Yu family was instantly broken by a black shadow, and an arrogant laughter also echoed in this mountainside creek. End of this chapter. Continuing from the previous episode 1107. He Feng Xiao Xiao? Get out of this, Emperor! Seeing that his attack was blocked, and then being mocked like this, the leader of the Yu family shouted directly at the stream halfway up the mountain. What is this? It seems to be a giant ruler? And Chinger just saw that the power of black and white that attacked her palm was not resisted by someone, but was smashed by the heavy ruler that was heavily inserted into the ground at this time. As a powerhouse with rank 8 and 9-star Do Di, Chinger naturally knew the horror of the palm of the leader of the Yu family just now, so she couldn't help exclaiming. No need to look for it. And the next moment, a hearty laughter slowly came from the ground. Boy, if you want a hero to save the beauty, you're probably going to the wrong place. You know that you're looking for a dead end. And the head of the Yu family glared at Xiao Yan, and a burst of anger emerged. The attack just now was tyrannical, but Chinger was not a vegetarian. At most, it could seriously hurt her. As long as she could seriously hurt her, it would be convenient for him to do some shameful things. Get out of breath. Looking for death? A guy with half-immortal strength is too proud of himself when he says something like this? Xiao Yan gently put away the ancient ruler of eternal fire and then laughed. Ha ha ha, even if I'm only a half-immortal, to kill your Do Di's strength is as simple as squeezing an ant. If you kneel down and kowtow 3 times for me now, this emperor will spare you. After feeling Xiao Yan's strength, the head of the Yu family laughed. According to his own perception, the strength of the guy in front of him is not as strong as Chinger's 8th rank or even Chinger's 2 guards, 7 rank and 9-star Do Di, so he is not afraid. It just happened that I just broke through, so let's take you as my trial stone. Xiao Yan gently put away the ancient ruler of Yu Heng, and then showed a smile to Chinger behind. It's you? This guy is very strong, definitely not something you can handle. And Chinger just saw Xiao Yan's true face and hurriedly said, this guy is a bad guy who crushes her favorite pets to death, but her life and death are at stake, and Chinger doesn't have the heart to care about it. She is kind by nature and doesn't like arguing with others, and she doesn't want to get involved with other innocent people because of herself. Donjin, how strong is it? Xiao Yan immediately laughed when he saw this woman persuade him so eagerly. Perhaps it was the fact that she just entered the ghost world and the pet was depressed to death from the sky, which made this girl feel that her strength was low. But now she is different now. The half-immortal is very strong. Hurry up, Chinger said to Xiao Yan. Today's matter is up to us, don't implicate innocent people. Just after talking to Xiao Yan, Chinger opened her mouth and said to the head of the Yu family. Head, what should I do? And following Chinger's opening, the 2 subordinates of the Yu family retreated behind their leader and asked. Dare to provoke our ghost king Cheng Yu family, and I won't ask about it. Kill me. Take the corpse to feed the dog. The head of the Yu family said slowly, his voice filled with a sense of playfulness. Stay back a little, they are very. Chinger was about to say something just now, but she suddenly felt the vindictiveness of the guy in front of him suddenly soaring. Crash! A black and white vindictive energy suddenly emerged from Xiao Yan's body, and then the figure was as fast as a ghost, and the two Yu family's subordinates were directly captured with the left and right hands. They are two 9-ranked 9-star Do Di, the powerhouses at the peak of the Do Di. Xiao Yan, who was watching, subdued the two powerhouses at the top of the Do Emperor with such an easy blow. Chinger and the two Qing the family's subordinates immediately couldn't help but be surprised. This guy is so strong. At this time, Chinger changed from worry to surprise. After all, in this world where strength is respected, there is nothing more convincing than strength. Little chops, dare to be my enemy of the Yu family, you are courting death. Seeing that his two subordinates were captured instantly, the leader of the Yu family was also angry and said viciously, I don't care about your feather and pig family. I received some kindness from these three people that day, and I have the right to return it today. As soon as Xiao Yan finished speaking, his figure exploded in an instant, and he directly attacked the leader of the Yu family. Isn't this the guy who fell from the sky that day? If it hadn't happened to bump into Mrs. Pet, I'm afraid I'd be disabled if I didn't die. The two men of the Qing family couldn't help laughing. This guy's strength should not have reached Do Xian or Ban Xian, but his speed is even Do Qi. I'm afraid it is the same as Do Xian powerhouse. It's really terrifying. Chinger stood aside and watched the two fight. Her beautiful eyes turned slightly. As a girl, she was naturally able to detect some things that others would find difficult. It seems that your half-immortal strength is not that powerful. After fighting for several rounds, Xiao Yan couldn't help laughing. The reason why Xiao Yan was able to capture the two powerhouses at the peak of Do Di with one blow was because they took it lightly, and secondly, he was able to take advantage of the sudden surge in strength to hit them all by surprise. This is the scene just now. However, the semi-immortal powerhouse is not the same as the powerhouse at the peak of Do Di. In addition, Xiao Yan's strength has skyrocketed because Mu Yingying and Ghostface Sol Yan have skyrocketed too much. Although he is now at the peak of Do Di, he has not grasped the real power for a while. Combat power. As for the fight with Banxian just now, it was naturally Xiao Yan's attempt to consolidate his use of the power of life and death in his body. Otherwise this mere Banxian would be really vulnerable in Xiao Yan's eyes. Boy, don't get too happy too soon. Eat me, Yu Tianshu. And the head of the Yu family also found that Xiao Yan was a difficult character, and immediately did not dare to take it lightly, so he had to deal with it calmly. Let the horse come over, Xiao Yan said with a smile. Boom boom boom. As soon as Xiao Yan's voice fell, the right hand of the head of the Yu family suddenly collided violently. In just a few breaths, it swelled to the size of 100 zhong, and on the palm, there were streaks of feathers. Also emerged. This feather seems a little strange. Xiao Yan couldn't help but hesitated when he saw this mysterious blow. Ha ha ha. Boy, although you are very strong, don't forget that you are only a Do Di strong from beginning to end. I am already a half-immortal strong, so I will show you the real Do immortal power. The power of fighting immortals, Yu Tian's hand. The head of the Yu family snorted suddenly, and a huge pure white breath, along with the profusion of black and white life and death power, was injected into his arm. Go to hell! Seeing the pure white fighting immortal power and the black and white life and death power injected into his arm, the head of the Yu family raised his head and laughed loudly. His arm suddenly slapped towards Xiao Yan. Good job! Seeing such a tyrannical blow, Xiao Yan didn't even have the slightest intention of dodging. A bluish-yellow flame slowly emerged from his body, and he was ready to directly resist it. Hard resistance. You're courting death. The head of the Yu family laughed directly, seemingly seeing Xiao Yan's astonishing move. Miss, this guy. Seeing Xiao Yan's appearance like this, the two men of the Qing family couldn't help but say. When a Do Di strong man faces the power of Do Xian, he will die if he touches it. Is this Xiao Yan seeking his own death? He should have his own way. And Chinger also pondered for a while, and then stopped the shot, but her beautiful eyes and pink fist couldn't help but clenched it. Boom boom boom. In midair, the terrifying high temperature and the power of the pure white fighting immortal that destroyed everything directly fought together, and the space that made the order vibrated slightly. A little bit. It's really a lunatic. After the battle was over, circles of thick smoke emerged directly from the air, and the leader of the Yu family dropped slightly to the ground and couldn't help saying. Obviously, by virtue of his induction, Xiao Yan had already died under his own attack. The power of fighting immortals. It's really tyrannical. When the leader of the Yu family just sat down, Xiao Yan's voice, like a ghost, appeared directly in the air, and there was even a hint of a voice in the voice. Quite a delightful taste. A reward of 10,000 plus more thanks to the little brother Cao Hong of Kidian Chinese website. End of this chapter. Continuing from the previous episode 1108. You're not dead? But after hearing Xiao Yan's voice, the head of the Yu family shrank his eyes tightly, extremely frightened. His own attack, but condensed his own power of fighting immortals and the power of life and death. Two huge forces. How could this guy be safe and sound with the strength of a fighting emperor? Although he is only a half-immortal now, the pure asterisk is an immortal fighting power that is stronger than the power of life and death. Xiao Yan was not injured by such means. This guy is probably a monster. Come again? The smoke dissipated, Xiao Yan's figure was still intact, and he immediately said to the head of the Yu family. Although the attack of the leader of the Yu family just now was tyrannical, don't forget that the blue-yellow flame on Xiao Yan's body is a new flame fused by two holy flames, and its power is probably not something that a half-immortal can resist. Xiao Yan does have 3 kinds of holy flames, but Mu Yingying's holy flames are not a last resort. Xiao Yan doesn't want to use them, so he can only combine 2 kinds of holy flames, but even so, the battle just now is enough to show that these 2 kinds of new life the tyranny of flames. Monster. After the leader of the Yu family finished speaking, Do Qi suddenly appeared under his feet, and he ran away directly under the Ghost King Ridge. Obviously, Xiao Yan gave him a very heavy fear. If he stayed here, I'm afraid. Little brother, you can't let him go. Seeing the leader of the Yu family fleeing directly, the 2 subordinates of the Qing family couldn't help but say. The leader of the Yu family is a half-immortal, and he also has a high status in the Yu family. If he is released like this, it will be extremely troublesome. Don't worry, he won't be able to run away. Xiao Yan's figure fell gently to the ground, and he didn't seem to be worried that the leader of the Yu family would escape like this. Ha ha ha. Boy, you dare to be an enemy of our Yu family, I think you are tired and crooked. When I go back to rescue the soldiers, there will be some good fruits for you to eat. The leader of the Yu family had just fled a few hundred meters, and then a burst of laughter came out. Damn, what is this? The head of the Yu family just finished speaking, and suddenly felt a tinge of blue-yellow flames beating slowly above his body. Immediately the next moment, before the leader of the Yu family could take action, the blue-yellow flame was like a time bomb, burning directly on his body. After a few breaths, the whole body of the leader of the Yu family exploded in an instant. Stand up. Boom boom boom. A round of rather beautiful blood-colored energy exploded instantly, and the source of this energy was the place where the leader of the Yu family escaped just now. Solved. The body and even the soul are not left. Xiao Yan looked at the place where the explosion occurred, clapped his hands and said, obviously it was the first time to use this flame to fight, and he didn't know what to do. This guy. And looking at the place where the explosion occurred, Qinger really felt the breath of the head of the Yu family's complete fall, and couldn't help muttering to herself. After speaking, several people also slowly cleaned the ground. After all, this is the Ghost King Mountain. There are many spirit beasts in the Ghost King Mountain. The fluctuation of this attack may attract some tyrannical spirit beasts. Boom boom boom. What kind of fluctuation is this? Looking at this fluctuation, could it be that something happened to Qinger and the others? Broken. And far away from the halfway up the mountain of Ghost King Ridge, Qing Wen's figure slowly appeared here. And after seeing this violent energy fluctuation, he also rushed towards the creek halfway up the mountain. Qinger. As soon as he arrived at the creek halfway up the mountain, all the creeks here dried up, and there was even a trace of fighting. Qing Wen couldn't help roaring. Damn it, careless. When Qing Wen saw that the camp station at Shaoxi was broken, his fists clenched and his breath became manic. Brother. Not long after Qing Wen called, Qinger's voice also responded after a rock in the creek. Qinger. Are you all right? What's the matter? Qing Wen was overjoyed when he saw his younger sister, Qinger, and asked eagerly. The people from the Yu family are here. It's their bodyguard. One half immortal, 2 powerhouses at the peak of Do-D. Qing'er said slightly. What? Qingwen frowned upon hearing this. Obviously, he knew that Qing'er's 8th-rank 9-star Do Emperor and the 2 men who protected her were only the 7th-rank and 9-star Do Emperor's strength. So easily solved. Strange, it stands to reason that they are so strong. How can you still? How did you escape? What about the other 2 servants? Qingwen couldn't help asking. Where are they? At the next moment, Qing'er said with a smile on the corner of her mouth. Isn't this guy the kid who killed your pet that day? Qingwen looked in the direction Qing'er pointed, and saw Xiao Yan and his 2 domestic servants, next to the 3, were still lying down. Looking at the 2 figures who fell into a coma, he couldn't help but say. Elder brother, the captain of the Yu family guard team, with the strength of a half-immortal, was killed by him. Directly obliterated, not even the soul power escaped. Qing'er whispered. This guy? Zai Qing'er Zaidu said. A shock of shock appeared in Qingwen's heart. Qingwen has a keen eye since childhood, and can recognize some treasures or powerful people, otherwise, he would not be able to persuade him when Xiao Yan crushed Qing'er's pet to death just now. This guy, he really is a boy from a hero. After Qingwen finished speaking, he walked over quickly. Hello, little brother. I'm in the Qing family in the Ghost King City. Qingwen came to Xiao Yan, politely and hungry, and looked like a scholar. Since you're here, it's time for me to go too. And Xiao Yan watched Qingwen come back and was also ready to leave. After all, Xiao Yan just came to the ghost world before it was more or less because of these guys that they didn't get smashed to pieces, and Xiao Yan would always help them out of reason. Hey, little brother, don't leave in a hurry. I don't know where the little brother came from. Where are you going? Qingwen said with a smile. I came from other places. As for the purpose, it is naturally to leave home to experience. Xiao Yan smiled when he heard the words. After all, he knew that although Qingwen's words were presumptuous, they had no other meaning. I wonder if little brother knows about the ghost moon well above the Ghost King Ridge? Seeing Xiao Yan preparing to leave, Qingwen opened his mouth. You said it before. I don't know what the mystery is about this Ghost King well. When Xiao Yan heard the words, he also stopped with interest. Ghost King Well, there is a legend. It is said that as long as you look at the mouth of the well on the night of the full moon in the dark moon, you will be able to see the appearance of the person you love in your life. Our Ghost King City has been established for thousands of years, and this legend has been confirmed by every generation. And now is the cloudy moon, and the night of the full moon is coming soon. Qingwen said slowly, Is there such a magical place? Xiao Yan heard this, and he was also looking forward to it. And most importantly, this Ghost King well can also compress the Do Chi Si and condense the Do core, which is the only way to advance to Do Immortal. The next moment, seeing Xiao Yan still unmoved, Qingwen threw it out. A shocking news. End of this chapter. Continuing from the previous episode 1109. So to say, Ghost Moon Well can still help us advance to Do Immortal? And Xiao Yan couldn't help being shocked after hearing Qing's writing. No matter what, Xiao Yan just wanted to take a look at the magic of the Ghost Moon Well, and if he could break through the fighting immortals in the Ghost Moon Well, it would be the best of both worlds, so why not do it? It's absolutely true. Qingwen smiled when he saw Xiao Yan so surprised. If it were an ordinary person, I am afraid that Qingwen would not be so polite, but Xiao Yan was different. The strength of this guy should still be at the Do Emperor level. To be able to completely kill the half-immortal Yu family leader with the Do Emperor level, his strength is probably very tyrannical, and Xiao Yan also said that he has been trained away from home, presumably from the ghost world. The young master of one of the big families. There are many friends and many paths, not to mention this kind of tyrannical friend. Qingwen is naturally willing to make friends. Master, the outside world only knows the legend that Gui Yuejing can see the beloved, but they don't know that Gui Yuejing can break through the shackles of Emperor Do. You are like this. And as Qingwen explained this matter one by one, tell Xiao Yan that the 2 subordinates are also Wei Nunuo. Little brother Xiao Yan saved Qing'er. I am in charge of this matter. If something happens, I'll be responsible. Qingwen was gentle and elegant, not angry, and smiled. Brother clerk is really well-mannered. Seeing this, Xiao Yan also laughed. How about it? Do you want to join us? Only the 3 factions know about the passage into the Ghost Moon Well. Qingwen asked. 3 forces? Xiao Yan asked slightly when he heard the words. This is the territory of Li Soul Territory, but it is Li Soul Territory Ghost State Ghost King City. And these three forces are the three forces in Ghost King City. Our Qing family, the Yu family who just fought with you, and a Lei family. Qing Wen said, how about the strength of the other two? But Xiao Yan nodded secretly when he heard the words. Obviously, he killed a semi-immortal strong man in such a place, and I am afraid that he has already been discovered. The Lei family is the weakest, and the Yu family is slightly stronger than our Qing family. The Qing paper also said 1 by 1. And if you killed the captain of their Yu family guard, I'm afraid they will miss you. Why don't you stay with us for a while? Although the Yu family is strong and powerful, but with us here, they won't do anything out of the ordinary. After a while, Qing'er walked over gently, and Bei's lips opened lightly. And listening to this voice like the sound of nature, the two guards of the Qing family couldn't help but be confused. Qing'er is the eldest young lady of their Qing family. She is extremely talented, and her appearance is also very delicate, but she is extremely silent, and it is rare for their eldest young lady to take the initiative to speak for her. Brother, do you think it is? Qing'er said hurriedly when she seemed to find that the eyes of the three of them became surprised. Yes. I don't know what the little brother thinks. And Qingwen's smart eyes knew his sister's thoughts in a short time, and then laughed. All right. Xiao Yan heard the words, nodded slowly, and motioned to join them. After all, he had just arrived in the ghost world, he was unfamiliar with life, and he killed a half-immortal from the Yu family, so I am afraid there must be some trouble, although Xiao Yan is not afraid of trouble. By the way, where can I buy medicinal materials around here? Xiao Yan asked after a while. Medicine. Ghost King City is not far from Ghost King Ridge. When Ghost Moon Well is over this time, little brother Xiao Yan can enter Ghost King City to buy medicinal materials. And little brother, you are very lucky. There will be a quite grand auction in Ghost King City soon. Qing Wen said, so it is. When Xiao Yan heard the words, he was relieved. Since this was the way to go, there was nothing to worry about. Little brother Xiao Yan is tired from the battle just now, so let's rest first. Tomorrow we will go to Ghost Moon Well. After Qing Wenwen finished speaking, she went directly to the unconscious two Yu family's subordinates, as if she wanted to find out something. When Xiao Yan saw this, he immediately walked around and walked into a tent, closing his eyes and resting. Brother. And as Xiao Yan left, Qing'er also spoke slightly, very quietly. How? The eldest young lady in our Ghost King City who can't be chased by countless geniuses, is now actually moved by this guy? Seeing this, Qing Wen couldn't help laughing. Brother, don't talk nonsense. I always feel that he has a lot of secrets. Qing'er glanced at the tent where Xiao Yan lived, and said hesitantly. You remember, when you go out, there are multiple friends and multiple paths. But don't spy on other people's secrets. Furthermore, no matter what secrets other people have, as long as it's harmless to me, it's worth paying for. After Qing Wenwen finished speaking, he woke up the two Yu family's subordinates and immediately interrogated them. Yeah, when Qing'er heard the words, she was relieved, and she didn't think about anything else. She went back to her tent with peace of mind. Time passed quickly, and in a blink of an eye it was night. Senior Soul Eater, do you know what's going on with the sea of fighting qi that has disappeared in my body? Xiao couldn't help asking, seeing that the night was deep and the surroundings were quite quiet. If it wasn't for the problem of his own Do Qi Si, I'm afraid he would have reached Do Xian when he devoured the holy flame before. But that kind of promotion opportunity is obviously elusive. If you miss it once, you can only find another way. Now that Gui Yuezhing can break through the shackles of Do Di and enter Do Xian, Xiao Yan naturally wants to solve the Do Qi Si issue in advance. The sea of fighting qi that disappeared from your body is a little weird. Even with my experience, I've never heard of it. The Soul Eater said in a low voice. Obviously Xiao Yan's question was quite difficult to answer. Damn. Then what should I do now? Xiao Yan also secretly let out a sad voice. If he didn't solve the problem of Do Qi, he probably wouldn't be able to advance to Do Xian. Hey, don't worry. I suddenly remembered something. Your vanishing vindictive sea is related to the fiery beast in your body. And if you want to completely solve the problem of vindictiveness, it's not complicated either. Just lead it out. The Lord of Soul Eaters seemed to have thought of something fun and smiled wickedly. How did you get it out? Xiao Yan was immediately puzzled when he heard the words. I can feel the enormous power contained in its body. I'm afraid it will be reborn when it wakes up this time. However, your promotion to Do Xian is imminent. We still have to find a way to wake it up earlier. The Lord of Soul Eater also laughed. What can I do? Xiao Yan's eyes lit up when he heard the words. Suicide. Faced with Xiao Yan's doubts, the Master of Soul Eater gave his answer. End of this chapter.